If you're pouring your heart into your podcast, but still struggling to turn those listeners into paying clients, I've got something just for you. Imagine having a clear, simple plan to turn your listeners into buyers without relying on a huge audience or spending hours on social media. That's exactly what we'll create together in a podcast profit plan discovery call. During this free 20-minute call, I'll help you discover more opportunities for profit in your podcast and give you the next best step to turn your show into a client attracting machine. If I've got an offer that will help you expedite this process, then we can also discuss working together. Book your free podcast profit plan discovery call now by going to podcastingformoms.co/profit plan or by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to chat with you.
If you've ever thought maybe my podcast isn't growing because I'm not publishing enough, or if I add a second weekly episode, maybe the algorithm will finally love me, or I'm falling behind, everyone else is publishing so much more than me, then this episode is the gentle but real wake-up call that you need. Because more episodes do not automatically equal more listeners, more downloads, or more impact. And if you're a busy mom running a business, trying to do more is often the fastest road to burnout. Let me prove it. Let's jump in. Welcome to Podcasting for Moms, the show for moms in business ready to start, grow, and scale a podcast that turns their listeners into buyers. I'm Jenny Sonneson, a podcast strategist and fellow mom entrepreneur. You're in the right place if you want to learn how to start and grow a podcast that attracts your ideal clients and really does the heavy lifting for you when it comes to selling your offers, all while balancing life as a busy mom. Are you ready to create a podcast that grows your income, impact, and influence? Let's make podcasting work for you, because as moms, we know how to get things done. All right, let's jump into the episode. Hey, and welcome back to Podcasting for Moms, the show that helps you grow your podcast in a way that fits your real mom life, your business goals, and your available energy, which, let's be honest, might be fueled by caffeine and pure determination today. I'm Jenny Sonneson, your podcast strategist, mom of two, and the girl who absolutely tells you the truth, even when it's not what the quote-unquote bro podcasters on YouTube want you to hear. And today we're diving into a big one, and that is the myth that recording more episodes automatically leads to more podcast growth. Because, spoiler alert, it does not. In fact, doing more can actually slow you down. So let's get into it. So you may be wondering why this myth exists. So this myth comes from three places. The first one is people confusing quantity with consistency. So you don't need to publish more, you just need to publish consistently. 1 episode a week, awesome. 2 episodes a month, totally fine. A seasonal show still counts. Listeners do not need you to show up more, they just need you to show up reliably. The second place this myth comes from is that podcasters watching big shows and thinking that they need to copy these people's release schedule. Those people have producers, researchers, editors, social teams, and sometimes literal studios. You're recording in the margins of nap time, snack time, and school drop-off. Different season, different resources, different strategy. And the third thing is they have a misunderstanding of how podcast growth actually works. So growth doesn't come from more episodes. It comes from clear messaging, strong content, discoverability, promotion and collaborations, strategic batching, listener experience, search optimized titles and descriptions, and a podcast funnel that leads people deeper into your world. More episodes don't fix unclear positioning. More episodes can't fix a title that doesn't convert. And more episodes can't fix a lack of marketing. So let's talk about why more episodes can actually hurt your growth. And yeah, I said what I said. I think more episodes can hurt your growth. So the first reason why more episodes can actually hurt your growth is that you're spreading your creative energy way too thin. So instead of creating one really great episode, you start cranking out 2 to 3 mediocre ones. And listeners can totally feel that. Quality is greater than quantity every single time. The second reason more episodes can hurt your growth is that you don't give each episode enough time to breathe. Your episodes need time to be listened to, be shared, rank in search, build momentum. And if you put out content too fast, then each episode cannibalizes the last one. The third thing is you burn out faster. Nothing kills a podcast faster than overwhelm. Consistency becomes impossible if you're producing more than your life can reasonably support. And lastly, you're promoting less, not more. So let's be honest, moms don't have extra hours in the week to promote twice the number of episodes. And unpromoted episodes, well, they just don't grow. Episodes don't grow your podcast. Marketing grows your podcast. So you may be wondering, what does grow your podcast? I want to give you the real deal, the stuff that actually moves the needle. So the first thing is a minimum viable podcast approach, or MVP approach. Not more episodes, just better episodes. You want content that solves a specific problem, speaks to a specific person, has a clear takeaway, is strategically titled, fits into your podcast ecosystem, and leads listeners deeper into your offers. You also want to make sure your SEO and search optimizing everything. Your titles, your episode descriptions, your show notes, your keywords. People can't listen to an episode they never find. The third thing is repurposing instead of recreating. So take clips from your episodes, take quotes from your episodes, turn your episode into an email, turn it into a post. Be loud about the episode that you already created instead of creating more. The fourth thing is collaborations and guesting. So tapping into other people's audiences is still the number one fastest way to grow, especially if you're a mom with limited hours. And finally, listener experience. Great storytelling, great pacing, great audio, clear structure, a warm welcome, and a strong call to action. When people feel connected, they stick around. So if you're sitting here still thinking of adding more episodes, here's what to do. So I always tell my clients, don't add more episodes until your current episodes are doing their job. So here's a quick checklist. Before adding more episodes, ask yourself the following. Is my show positioned clearly? Are my titles optimized for search? Am I promoting consistently? Am I batching my episodes? Am I repurposing strategically? Do I have strong call to action pathways? Are my episodes strong from start to finish? Am I giving my episodes enough time to breathe? And lastly, is my podcast working for me or burning me out? If the answer to any of these is, not really, then your next move is not more episodes. Your next move is strategy. So here is what I recommend to do instead 99% of the time. So the first thing is to go deeper, not wider. So instead of creating more episodes, create a better hook, a clearer angle, a stronger title, a more engaging intro, a more strategic call to action, and more moments that listeners want to share. This alone will grow your show faster than doubling your upload schedule. The second option is to improve your discoverability. So do things like optimize your titles, do an SEO sweep of your podcast library, create an episode guide or directory, and use keywords that your ideal listener is actually searching for. The third option is to build a repurposing system. So your episode should not be a one and done piece of content. Think things like Instagram stories, reels, threads posts, email newsletters, blog posts, lead magnet tie-ins. People will binge when you remind them why they should. The fourth thing here is to focus on collaboration and exposure. Guest on 2 to 4 online podcasts a month, cross-promote, participate in bundles or events, and pitch yourself for swaps. A single podcast guest spot can grow your show more than 10 of your own new episodes. So the next time that you feel the pressure to do more, I want you to breathe, and I want you to remember that more episodes don't grow your podcast. Better strategy does, better structure does, and better visibility does. Your show deserves to grow, but you don't have to hustle your way there. And if you want support building a growth-friendly, mom-friendly podcast strategy, come join us inside the Moms Behind the Mic Society, which is my membership for mom podcasters who want clarity, accountability, and momentum without burnout. You don't need to work more, you just need the right plan. As always, I'm cheering you on, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning into Podcasting for Moms. I hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration you need to make your podcast work smarter, not harder. If you love what you heard, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It means the world and helps other moms in business find the show. For more tips, resources, and support, head to podcastingformoms.co. Remember, you're not just building a podcast, you're building your legacy. Until next time, friends.